What's up? What's up? Alright, so what I'm gonna do here is turn the volume down first. That's number one. I gotta do this on my phone because don't have the computer equipment to do this. So we're gonna make it work. The Field of Dreams Alchemy specific deck. The reason why I went Alchemy was when I was building this deck, I realized there was only one card that would have not allowed it to be Alchemy. So specializing in it, I think, gives an advantage because everybody else wants to throw cards in, and having a niche helps. So this is the reason why I went with Alchemy. And you'll see I have other decks marked for the standard. It's STD. It's not what you think it is. Stay away from that. Historical. Everything else is pretty much historical. I'm not sure why I even put historical under Samurai Showdown. Now that I think about it, it should be standard. That would be marked. Oh, because I have a standard, and duh, I'm looking at two different decks. I think I was working on trying to switch up a different version of it. I'm pretty sure I maybe haven't gotten around to that. But anyway, on to why we are here. The girl at the dance. So, just to give you a little bit of overview of what this deck is, how it works, is, let's look here first. It is an expensive deck, but that's also what makes the beauty of it. Where I don't really like running expensive decks out. It's got 24 lands total out of all those cards. 24 to 69 is actually pretty aggressive, you could say. And then there's 45 total greens and a lot of sixes and a decent amount of fives. But where it lacks in ones, it makes up in a lot of twos and a good amount of threes. And the thing is that you're going to start off with 2 lands, so you're going to cast 18 cards out of this deck, and anything, well, plus 23, I should say, and 23 of those cards are going to give you, most of those give you mana, because almost every card that is a creature card in this deck, 3 and under, tap 1 to create any mana color. And I'm actually spawning other decks off of this to make them 2, 3, even 5 colored decks. I don't want to get too far off topic, but if you go into my decks, it's a very, very experimental deck. But that Joda 5-colored deck right here, this one is based off that principle. It is basically only 2 colors, but because I can play 5 colors, I'm able to play the legendaries, and right now I only have 1. But if he comes up, that allows me to play others and basically create this secondary legendary and then get a chain going. So there's one combo in here that will help. So that deck idea came from this particular deck. So what you want to do is go ahead and get you cards like this guy, cheap mana with any color. Now, obviously you cannot rely completely on there, so the secondary thing I did was alliance cards, because you're going to be able to play with a lot of weak cards. You're going to get beaten down. You're going to need Death Touch, and this can give Death Touch to every creature. You're going to need Prize Fight, because they're going to have flyers, you won't, and there's just going to be situations where they're hiding from you, and you're going to need to create chances for combat that they're running from. I have the Death Sprout because there's going to be times where I needed cheap cards or to mill through real quick to get. I might get rid of these, but I've had situations where I'm deep into the game and these guys are 5/5 and they're saving my life. I just don't know if it's worth. Sometimes you play them early because they're cheap and they don't do anything. And they put all your cards in the graveyard. I can't get them out. It's almost like maybe I should hold on to them till late game and drop them, but by late game I don't need them. So these are very, very niche, and I'm kind of thinking like I might want to get rid of them because there's 4 of them, and they're eating up a lot of space. So we'll see. This guy here gets a counter every time I play a heavy card, and I have a lot of heavy cards. So he only really came into a factor this last game. Then there's a lot of course, Let's Get Mana. These guys come out, and once they do, they're usually 6/6 or something like that. I wish I had another cartographer survey. That would be great. Actually, I could make one. Wow. So this is what I will do. We're going to actually craft that right now. That's a happy little surprise. I don't want to be at 70 cards. And these Death Bonnet Sprouts are something that I really don't... I'm cut 2 out. We'll do that. I have only 1 common card, I believe. I would not have a problem getting another Gala Greeters because they give life. They've kept me alive. Keeping yourself healed is something that's a secondary function on this deck. And if you have a bunch of these guys out, you can, as soon as you play a card, it's gain 2, gain 2, gain 2. Or early on, you can just create treasure tokens until you can play a big one. So I wouldn't mind getting another one of these if I could, but I didn't realize they were that expensive, so that's not going to happen. Everybody else here is at 4s. Careful Cultivation is not a bad card because if they have flyers, not only do they boost them 1/3, and it doubles the amount of land that creature can give you, but I can channel it if I'm desperate, and it gives it reach. So this is an amazing card. I wouldn't mind one more. Ooh, I can get one more. Ooh, I can get 2 more. Okay, that immediately makes all the other cards. See, now I have to worry about where to split, right? So now I don't want any of those. Okay. Honestly, at this point, I came in here to show you the deck and I ended up changing it. It's more expensive than ever because I got rid of the 1s, but I know you won't feel it. It's actually more powerful. I really do feel like maybe getting rid of a land or 2. I'm gonna get rid of 1. I know it's like, ooh, but I am gonna get rid of 1 land. I think it's gonna flow a little bit. The blobs will act like the other cards that I got rid of, so I'm gonna keep those anyway. And they perform a function by triggering all the alliances that I have. And I definitely like Colossal Majesty. I almost wish I could get... Yeah. I think we're going to keep this. Creatures are twice as many as non-creatures. And almost every creature... I wish it would tell you, but almost every creature can play mana. So we've tweaked, and now we're gonna play. So let's go back. I think I even lost a card. Was I 69? Was that what it was? Wouldn't surprise me. I got it down to 67. more efficient, more mana, more able to block, flying, and heavily more defensive, which is okay. So it should help with a boost from the beginning. Yeah, we can get 3. That's fine. This is basically a 3 mana hand. Possibly a 4. This is where I get nervous because I'm like, okay, we need the other mana to come, or it starts getting, like, oof. And see, when that doesn't happen, then it's like I can't prize fight. We have issues here. I can only play so many cards. I need you as mana, so I can't use you. Come on, Forest. Don't box me in. And remember, I only removed 1 forest. I told myself, better. I'd rather have too much land than not enough. And then what ends up happening? We get mana starved. Oh man. So, well. This is going to end up being kind of weird, because we're going to pay for this to prize fight, and then he is going to fight him while he's tapped. And I got another mana out of it, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. That's not even lands right now. Most of my production is coming on the board. And this will allow me to... I'll play this first. Only because I have to manually do that. And then I'm going to eliminate their only hope. And that makes me richer. So I think at this point he realizes he's in a deep hole. When he attacks, create 2. Wow, that's going to be a big rush. So this is where I am going to not allow that to happen, because we're going to Titan of Industry, which will stop 1 for sure, and I will create a warrior token, a Rhino warrior token. I love when I get that card. I chose both. My bad. That was me lacking. My brain was going durr. I thought I had clicked it. Turr. In Russia, brain click you. Sometimes you just have problem. Too much snow on brain. Stoli hit you. Maybe perhaps bear mauling is big problem. What did he just kill? Oh, that's why. He wants me to... that hurts. Yeah. You're going to enchant creature now, huh? What's the matter with you? Okay. It's fine. This is fine. The house is burning a little bit, but this is fine. I don't think he knows what I know he doesn't know what I have. But I should hit him straight away with this. I still want Glorious Sunrise. I don't need it right now, though. We'll auto pay and make sure that he knows that there is a problem happening here. When you're letting dudes through, you realize, like, what are you going to do, save it for the trample guy? I don't know what that does, rabble-rousing, hideaway 5. When that's permanent in this field, look at the top 5 cards of the library, exile one face down, then put the rest. So, it does nothing? Like, I'm not going to let you... Oh, I let the ones go through. I forgot about that stupid ability. It doesn't matter. Okay, we're playing Glorious Sunrise. I hear the crowd clamoring for it. I do control the card 3 or better. I want the card. And... smack him around, get the power up. Is that game? Oh, he can block. Almost game. Oh, it is game. GG, thanks, no re. Bia. Bia, bia. So we're climbing Silver 1. Pretty easy. So now you see how the deck was built. You see how it works. There's many avenues. A successful deck has to have a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C. And this deck, as you can see, it's either going to speed rush to the 10-10s, or it's going to get to the heal and multiply phase, or it's going to get the alliances, which will death touch and keep them out, or it'll get the blobs and everything will be milled because you're dying all trying to survive, and then those guys come out and then they grow and then they trigger, and then you got a bunch of 5/5s. Or you get one land guy who tramples and then stomps him while everything else is staying alive. So there's many paths to this success. If you got the enchantments giving you extra turns, so that if you get too much land, you get cards. If you have cards, you can get more land. And there's plenty of cards that give land. So usually you pull all the land out of the deck, and there's nothing but cards in that deck. So it kind of funnels. The longer the game goes on, you're funneling towards multiple successes, and you just end up winning one way or the other. So there's a quick win, there's a mid-game win, and there's an end-game win. And all of them have fallback options. So that's the grand scheme of things. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and end this video. I hope you enjoyed. Please like, share, subscribe. You know the drill. Deuces.